the world doesn't care about your feelings. The world doesn't really care about you. It's a very bold statement, and it might come across as offensive to some people, but it's true. We expect the world to be empathetic and compassionate towards us and our feelings. But the truth is that the world is a cold, hard place, and it doesn't care about your feelings or your existence. This may sound depressing, but it's actually quite liberating. Let me explain. This is because you will no longer be afraid of looking stupid or being judged by others. We humans are emotional creatures. We feel happy, sad, angry, frustrated, anxious, and so on. However, the world doesn't care about your feelings. In fact, the world is completely indifferent to your feelings and the feelings of every other human being. You will realize that the world doesn't care about you. So why should you care about what other people think? In fact, the world will continue to function exactly the same way whether you feel good or bad. You will also become more self-reliant and independent, which are essential qualities for success in life. For example, if someone says something that makes you feel angry, you might react by yelling at them or storming off. You will be less likely to yell at them out of frustration, and more likely to calmly and rationally explain how they can avoid making the same mistake in the future. Or if you feel jealous of someone's success, you might try to sabotage them or belittle their accomplishments. The universe does not conspire against or in your favor. This means that the world is fair and impartial. For example, if you are unhappy with your job, you will not blame it on the fact that the world is against you. You will also become more resilient in the face of adversity, because you will not be deterred by setbacks or failures. Instead, you will take steps to improve your situation, such as looking for a new job or learning new skills that will make you more valuable in your current role. The world doesn't really care about you. While this may sound harsh, it's actually quite liberating. When you realize that the world is cold, hard, and indifferent to your existence, you will stop expecting it to care about your feelings and start taking control of your own emotions and actions. You will become more humble, liberated, objective, rational, self-reliant, independent, proactive, and solution-focused. In short, you will become a stronger, more resilient, and better version of yourself. Similarly, if you are struggling in your personal life, you will not blame it on bad luck or fate. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Instead, you will take responsibility for your actions and work to improve your situation. Every person has the same opportunities and the same challenges. No one gets preferential treatment and no one is intentionally disadvantaged. However, when you realize that no one cares about your feelings, you will be less likely to act impulsively based on your emotions. Instead, you will take a step back and objectively evaluate the situation and then make a rational decision. Another advantage of realizing that no one cares about your feelings is that you will become more objective and rational in your decision-making. The sun will rise and set, the birds will sing, and life will go on as usual. This may seem depressing at first, but it's actually quite liberating. Many people believe that the world is against them. They feel that they are being persecuted, or that they are the victims of a conspiracy. However, the truth is that the world doesn't care about you. It's not against you and it's not in your favor. It's simply indifferent to your existence. By adopting this mindset, you will be able to break out of your comfort zone and experience all that life has to offer. As humans, we tend to think that our feelings are important and that other people should care about them. Instead, you will take matters into your own hands. For example, if you are feeling sad, you will not expect the world to change and make you feel better. Instead, you will take steps to improve your mood, such as going for a walk, listening to music, or talking to a friend. Similarly, if you are feeling stressed or anxious, you will not expect your boss to give you a day off. Instead, You will find ways to manage your stress, such as taking deep breaths, meditating, or taking a break. We expect our friends and family to always be there for us when we are feeling down. And we expect our colleagues and boss to be understanding when we are feeling stressed or anxious. However, the truth is that no one cares about your feelings. They are too busy dealing with their own issues and problems to worry about yours. And that's okay. And it is worth stating this, because it is an important lesson that can help you live a better life. Most of us have grown up with the belief that we are loved and cared for. Let's start with the second part of this statement, which is, the world doesn't really care about you. This means that the world doesn't distinguish between you and anyone else. When you realize that you are just one of billions of people who are all treated in the exact same way, you will understand that you are not superior or inferior to anyone else. For example, when you stop comparing yourself to models or celebrities and realize that they are just ordinary people like you will no longer suffer from feelings of inferiority or jealousy. You will also no longer feel the need to pretend to be someone else in order to be accepted or loved. This is because you will realize that the world doesn't care about you or anyone else. So why bother trying to impress it? You are simply a human being who is here for a short time before returning to dust. This realization can be both humbling and liberating. It humbles you because you realize that you are not special or unique, and it liberates you because you are no longer burdened by the expectation to be something that you are not. You are not special or unique, and you are not the center of the universe. There are billions of people in the world, and each person has their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. But despite this, you are treated exactly the same as everyone else. No one cares about you any more or any less than they care about other people. This might sound harsh, but it's simply the truth. This fact alone should make you feel extremely humble. When you accept that you are just an ordinary person, you will be free to pursue your own goals and aspirations without the need to live up to unrealistic standards. Another benefit of accepting that you are just an ordinary person is that you will be more open to meeting new people and trying new things. So now let's talk about the first part of the statement, which is, the world doesn't care about your feelings. For example, if you are feeling sad right now, the world doesn't care. It's not going to change anything to make you feel better. Here's why. You see, when you realize that no one cares about your feelings, you will no longer expect others to do things for you. By taking control of your emotions and finding ways to manage them on your own, you will become more resilient in the face of adversity. As humans, our emotions can cloud our judgment and cause us to make irrational decisions. This will not only help you in your personal relationships, but also in your professional life. For example, if a colleague makes a mistake at work, finally, let's discuss the last point, which is that the world doesn't care about you or conspire against or in your favor. This might sound like a cliché, but it's an important concept to understand. When you realize this, you will stop complaining about your misfortunes and start taking responsibility for your actions. By taking this approach, you will become more proactive and solution-focused rather than passive and problem-focused. In conclusion, the world doesn't care about your feelings. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful.